It goes like this, okay? It goes, brown are the wealthiest income earners and asset owners in America.
Brown meaning what?
Indian.
Indian. Okay.
Then it's Asian.
Okay.
I think you guys are right there, number 3.
The Jews?
Number 3 spot, because
Okay.
y'all get into a whole bunch of other bullshit.
There's not that many of us, though. There's way less Jews than
no,
the
100%.
other.
But I mean, by GDP and by population, you guys are fucking like outstanding, outliers. Then it's the white people in the middle. Okay, now the black and browns are bottom 2 groups, black and brown.
Well, black and Hispanic, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you already said brown is Indian.
But the most embarrassing stat there is you're a fucking privileged white person in America and you're in the fucking middle. It's disgusting. You got education available to you, healthcare available to you, fucking lawyers available to you, banks available to you. You can walk in anywhere, nobody fucking, and you still couldn't fucking
So
make
you're
it
saying
to
all
the
these
top.
people are wasting their whiteness. That's what
Fuck
you're
yeah,
saying.
dude. Fuck yeah. Like, ain't no way another fucking race is going to beat me to the top of the food chain. And I'm white.
And you're white. Mm-hmm. But you made it to the top of the food chain, so.
That's what I'm saying.
You're the outlier.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, there's no way I'm being blessed with all this.
Okay.
And male, by the way.
And male, right. Male whites.
Yeah.
You're totally wasting.
And good looking.
Right.
It goes like this, okay? It goes,
Shalom, shalom. All right, first off, I want to start out by giving all the glory, infinite praise and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, or Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. Shalom. This is your brother Hasham from the Great Millstone Savannah Camp, coming back in the spirit with another lesson, Lord willing. I pray and hope that it is edifying. All right. And as you can see, this, these two Edomites are, speaking about the hierarchy, all right, the food chain or whatever in America, as far as income, all right. And he said a couple things I want to address, all right. And the chart that he's referring to is right here, okay. And of course, we see who's at the bottom. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Also, we always say that, we are scattered among the heathen. All right, the Nigerian, the Brazilian American, they are all, some of them are Jakes. The majority of them are probably Jakes. Are probably Israelites, okay? So we're at the bottom, all right? And this is a biblical prophecy, okay? This is biblical prophecy, all right? And I'm going to address, that going, just starting off. I want to get Deuteronomy, all right? Because he said what? You're, the most... discouraging, I guess, the most shameful thing about that was the white Americans being in the middle and letting other races, get above them. All right. So, but this is the blessing that was given unto Esau, Edom. All right. It says, this is Isaac when he was on his deathbed. And, Esau had sold his birthright to Jacob. And so he was the rightful heir to Isaac's blessing. All right. And you can, a lot of people can say that he's beguiled, Isaac, but it was already prophesied. It was for the purpose of prophecy being fulfilled, that Jacob got the blessing. All right, this is Genesis 27:36, and this is Esau speaking. It says, and he said, is he not rightfully named Jacob? For he have supplanted me these 2 times he took away my birthright, which he didn't take it. He, you willfully gave it up. It says, and behold, now he have taken away my blessing, which comes with the birthright. And he basically just admitted to his father that he sold his birthright. All right. It says, and he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, which is the so-called white race here on the planet Earth, right? Whether you're a Ish or not, all right? They're all a part of Esau Edom, all right? And the word Esau means red, all right? Because their blood shows forth through their skin, all right? Or in the Hebrew, it's a Shashua, which means wasted away is he, all right? Because his blood shows forth through his pigment, all right? It says, behold, I have made him thy Lord, right? Because we're going to rule over Esau in the world to come, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine and with corn and wine I have sustained him, right? Meaning there will be no end to, our race, all right? And Esau has tried his best, but the Lord has sustained us. It says, and what shall I do unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing for me? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, as any good father would, a consolation. It says, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. So Jacob was also blessed with the fatness of the earth, which means rulership. Okay. It says, and of the dew of heaven above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. So while he had the fatness and the dew of the earth, it would be by the sword. All right. It would be with violence. All right. With the pen, and the Lord made good on his promise. All right. The Lord, has granted Esau 3 rulerships. Okay. He had the time of the Greeks, he had the time of the Romans, and he has right now. All right. So, this is what they're upset about. What they're upset about is that the blessing is not shared. All right. Because he said that the most discouraging stat was this one right here. This white Americans. You're at the bottom. All the other nations in your kingdom have gotten up above you. All right. Because those curses are flipping. All right. And now your tongue is starting to fall upon themselves. It says, shall not these take up a proverb? Let's get that. It says, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5, it says, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. And here in America, they don't keep at home. All right. They are proud. All right. And they want to spread their democracy, their pernicious ways and wicked ways all across the globe. That's why they go into these different countries. They detopple governments. All right. They set up coups. They set up puppet leaders. Okay. Because, he transgressed by wine. All right. His philosophy. Okay. It says, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, and gathereth unto himself all nation, and heapeth unto himself all people. Is this not what's on this chart? The Filipino American, the Asian, the Chinese, the Russian, the European, the Australian, the Japanese, the British, the Italian, the German. They're all here. All right. The Indian, they're all here. All right. Brazilian, you even got South America, the Canadian. Everybody's here. This is a melting pot. You heaped under yourself all nations and all people. All right. It says, shall not these things take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his? Is this land not belong, all right, to another nation before you got here? Were there not other people here before you got here? And what did you do? You lived by the sword. You slaughtered them, all right? And you increased that which was not yours, all right? And now it's taunting you. It's a proverb and a byword. You can't even be proud of your history because your history is full of oppression, all right? And not only that, you're not benefiting from it, right? That's what he just said in the video. You're not even benefiting from it, all right? And it says, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, all right? When you go into that word thick clay, it goes into debt, all right? The majority of these citizens in America are in debt, though their household incomes or whatever their incomes be, high, all right? The debt to income ratios are probably relatively low, all right? It says, shall not they rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. All right. And while you were building your kingdom here, there was nothing but bloodshed, man. There was, riots and, a bunch of these cities that Jake tried to set up. All right. There's been wars and civil wars and wars between you and your mothers, going back to the French, the British, and the Spanish. All right. Let's get that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just see. I'll come back to that. Yeah. This is Psalms chapter 64. In verse 1, it says, hear my voice, O Yahweh, and my prayer preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And now, all right, Esau is upset with this chart. All right, this chart troubles him. All right, why? Because it's a proverb. It's really embarrassing to him. Okay, it says, so now he's seeking out, why, counsel. How do I change this? And it's really the upper echelons of this chart. All right, because what they don't show is the Ish people on this chart, right? But he talked about it, and they're number 3. All right, so they're above the Asian. Okay. So it says, who wet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot arrows, even bitter words. that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. You see, because a lot of this legislation, a lot of the laws that have been passed here, all right, have been set up against the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The this whole system of credit and just the system in general has been set up to keep the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American down. All right, verse 5, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of land snares privily. Like I said, them traps and snares in this society, man. Jim Crow, 3 strikes you're out, the war on crime, dumping crack into our neighborhoods, redlining. Those are snares. All right. It says, they say, who shall see them? And who is seeing them? The Lord. He not letting them rest. It says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Yeah, that missile. All right, that's gonna hit Babylon the Great. Ground zero. All right, the warheads that are gonna touch down here. All right, the thermonuclear fire. It says, suddenly shall they be wounded, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. And that's what's going on. It says, all that see them shall flee away. All right. And, Esau telling, Esau is like, man, these elites, they have taken the blessing. All right. They have taken and hoarded the blessing for themselves. All right. But this is a telltale for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because a lot of you got to hear it from them. All right. A lot of you got to see the stats for it or see it from Esau Edom. He has to explain it to you. All right. But this is a part of the curses. These are the curses of Deuteronomy. All right. You are yet this day in your captivity. Okay. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15, it says, but it shall come to pass if thou shalt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh, thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. And, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you got to ask yourself, are you doing are you following the statutes and commandments? All right, because you are who the Lord made this covenant with. He didn't make it with all of them. All right. That's why they're up above you. Okay. And we're going to get into it. Okay. Ask yourself, are you following the dietary law? All right. Are you keeping the Sabbath? Are you, trying to the best of your ability to do what the Lord requires? All right. Are you taking or calling upon the name of the Lord? Are you worshiping other gods or other idols? Are you doing that? All right. Do you know the name of the Lord? Have you searched that out? It says that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So if you're not doing that, then what? You're cursed. All right. That all the curses would come upon you and overtake you. We are yet this day in our captivity. All right. It says, cursed shalt thou be in the city and cursed shalt thou be in the field. So doesn't matter where you are. All right. In America, you can be in the city or in the field. All right. We are a cursed people. All right. Skipping down to 33, it says the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. All right. So, we have labor in this land. All right. We built this country. We built the railroads, the buildings. All right. The so-called Mexican, the so-called Latinos. All right. They are still building. All right. They're the ones out there laying the concrete, doing the carpentry work, doing, just building this society. All right. and the so-called Negroes did it first. All right, the Negroes and the Native Americans, because a lot of the Native Americans were classified as Negroes. All right, during that time. All right, skipping down. All right, verse 37. It says, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations whither thou shalt be led." And they look at us as niggers, right? Spicks and wetbacks, okay? And, they have the numbers to justify, whatever. All right, it says, here is the point, verse 43, Salaki. It says, "The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low." You see that? Somebody from another nation, could come over here and they are thriving. The other nations come here and they're thriving. You've been here 400 years and you're still at the bottom. Why is that? Because of this curse. Verse 44, he says, "He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail." All right. It says, "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee." All right. And so, and the scripture says what? And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. All right. And the only man that can break those curses, all right, was the man who got on the cross for us, Yahweh Shai, not Jesus. All right. Not Serapis Christos. All right. Not Cesare Borgia. No. His name was Yahweh Shai. All right. He got on the cross and broke, these curses. All right. And through him, they are broken. Okay. And when he returns, all these curses shall be removed. But for now, we're living them out. All right. And the Lord is showing us wickedness on a high level. All right. So that when righteousness arrives on the earth, we can appreciate it. But until then, the scripture says we are yet this day, right, captive. All right, let's get that. Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us." All right, and we're scattered. We're scattered in Nigeria. We're scattered in Brazil. We're scattered amongst the South America, Central America, even scattered among these other nations. Okay. It says for a reproach and a curse, you see, and subject to payments. You have to pay taxes. All right. Even though you're at the bottom, even though you built this society, you've been oppressed, and the world knows, all right, about the transatlantic slave trade. The world knows about the Trail of Tears. All right. About the Mexican-American War. The world knows, man. Okay. The conquistadors. These are things that are commonly known. But you are yet this day subject to payments. You still got to pay taxes. We don't care that we oppress your forefathers. We still want 22% of your income. All right. We still want 7% of everything you buy. All right. Depending on where you live. Here in Georgia, it's 7%. It says, "According to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh our power." You see? And like we said, man, these curses are upon us. All right? And until we start hearkening as a nation, not as an individual, but as a nation, to Yahweh Shai Shai, which is not prophesied. All right? It's not prophesied that the whole nation would come back to the Lord. Only a small remnant would. All right. And that remnant is going to be delivered out of this captivity, out of this hellhole that we are in. Okay. You know, and the scripture says what? One of my favorite verses. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. All right. It says, but Matthew chapter 19, verse 30, but it says that, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Matthew 20 and 16, it says, so the last shall be first, and the first shall be last, but many are slack for many be called, but few chosen. All right, yeah. And the remnant is gonna be first, all right, in the kingdom of heaven. All right. And the Lord is gonna fulfill the promise that he made with Jacob. All right, when he made that covenant with Jacob, between Jacob and Isaac. All right, and it's all throughout the scriptures. All right, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Okay, and we are last in this society. All right, but things are about to change. All right, here real soon. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and exhorting. I want to end off by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rules and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to the helpful elect that is out there preaching this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom.